For problem number 5, a quilt is made of triangles. You know that PS is parallel to R or QR. So if they're parallel, in other words, what they're saying is that PS, this distance from here to here, and here to here, that they're parallel. And we can see that it's a straight line, so it's an extended line. All right, think of it like that. And they're saying that those two lines are parallel. So I'm just going to mark it up like that so I know that they're parallel, okay? And then it says PS is congruent to QR. So then I know that this little line segment from here to here is congruent to this little line segment from here to here. Show that those angles are, or show that those two triangles PQR is congruent to RSP. So what they want me to show is that PQR is congruent to R, well, let's use red. We'll use a dark blue. That RSP is congruent to that. Okay, so we have a couple of triangles. So now I'm going to start with my statement and then my reasons. We always start with what's given. So we are told that PS is parallel to QR and that PS is congruent to QR.
Slide it off the page a little bit.
Oh, sorry. And that's given. Okay, that's given. Sorry about my handwriting there. All right, let me adjust this a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, so now, all right, well, I know for a fact that PR is congruent to PR. So, we'll just scribble that out. PR is congruent to PR, and that's because of the reflexive property. So both triangles have PR in them. Okay, so now the angles that I need to prove really need to be I need to prove this angle. I need to prove that this angle is congruent to this angle. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to have to say that angle SPR is congruent to angle QRP. Now you might say, well, Mr. Adams, that's not an easy thing to prove. How do you prove that? I'm not quite sure. Well, think of it like this. If I were to extend this line, isn't that a transversal crossing a set of parallel lines? And what would we call these angles? Aren't those alternate interior angles? And what do we know about alternate interior angles? They are congruent. So by the definition of those being alternate interior angles, those angles are congruent. So I have two sides that are congruent that I've proven, and I have the angle trapped between those two sides that are congruent, which I've just proven. So now I can say that triangle PQR is congruent to triangle RSP based on the side angle side theorem. Any questions on that?